Ever feel like, trying to understand the next generation is like uh, reading a foreign language?
Yeah, like you're missing the dictionary or something.
Totally. But maybe today's deep dive can be our Rosetta Stone
Ooh, I like that.
because we are diving into the minds of seventh graders.
No way. That's awesome. What are we looking at?
It's called 50 Journal Prompts for Seventh Graders.
Journal prompts. Okay, so
Oh,
how does that
uh,
unlock
kindergarten
anything?
thing.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But it's by this amazing educator, Clara Penrose. And it's about getting them to like really open up,
Oh, I see.
hopes, dreams, anxieties, the stuff we don't always hear.
That's gold. Especially at that age, so much is changing.
Exactly. So the article starts off talking about journaling benefits, which, we get it.
Mm-hmm.
But let's jump to the good stuff, the actual prompts.
Okay, let's hear them. So they're divided into categories, and the first one is daily life. Sounds kind of basic,
Yeah, kind of, but
but deceptively so. Because take the first prompt, right? Describe a typical day in your life. Like, okay, we all have routines, but at that age,
we're certain to make their own choices.
yes, it's not just mom saying, time for bed. It's like they're directing their own little documentary.
Ooh, I love that analogy.
Yeah.
What makes the final cut? That's telling.
Right. No one's including the boring bits. So what they choose to highlight, even unconsciously, that's where it gets interesting.
So true. Like,
Mhm.
is it time with friends, family dinner, that one awesome teacher?
Yes, it's a peek into their world, what matters most to them.
Okay, I'm hooked already. What's next?
All right, get ready for prompt number 5, because this is where it gets juicy, right?
Mm.
Write about a person in your life who inspires you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right, because who are these role models shaping young minds?
Exactly. Is it like, the typical pop stars and athletes?
Hmm?
Or is it something more?
That's what's so fascinating. We're talking about the qualities they admire, kindness, resilience, maybe a wicked sense of humor.
Ooh, yeah. Seventh grade humor can be a trip.
Totally. But seriously, the qualities they're drawn to, that tells us something about their generation.
Oh, absolutely. Like if they're all about climate change activists, that speaks volumes.
Yes. It's a window into the future they want to create. And speaking of the future, prompt 10. Imagine your life 10 years from now.
Whoa, crystal ball time.
Right. 10 years out, I was barely surviving high school.
Me too.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine thinking that far ahead.
But they are envisioning it. And that's what blows my mind. And those visions, they influence the choices they make today.
That is so true. It's like setting those long-term goals, even subconsciously.
Exactly. Are they dreaming of careers we haven't even imagined yet? Are traditional paths losing their appeal?
So many questions.
I know, right? This is way deeper than I expected. We've gone from daily routines to 10-year plans. It's like a crash course in the 7th grade psyche.
When we're just getting started, right?
Oh, yeah. Next category dives into something even more personal, emotions. And prompt 1 in that section is, describe a time when you felt really happy.
Ooh, I love this one. It's all about those pure, unadulterated joys.
Right. Remember those.
Yeah.
What do you think brings a 7th grader bliss these days?
Well, I was going to say, it's interesting you use the word pure, because it really is about that subjective experience of happiness. It's not about checking off boxes or achieving some societal standard.
That's a good point. It's about those moments that really resonate, no matter how small. Which makes me wonder, though, are there happy moments more about experiences now, less about material things?
That's a really good question. And it's something researchers are actually exploring. This generation is growing up digitally native. Their social connections are different.
So many factors. Okay, well, while we're on the topic of warm fuzzies, prompt 6 throws us a curveball.
Oh, no. What is it?
Think about a time when you were really angry. Time to get real.
Oh, wow. Yeah. 7th grade anger is a whole other beast.
Tell me about it. But seriously, this prompt encourages them to actually process that anger in a healthy way.
That's so important.
Right. To identify those triggers, develop coping mechanisms.
It's like building emotional intelligence early on.
Which, let's be honest, is something even WE adults are still working on.
Oh, 100%. Seeing how they tackle it at that age is fascinating.
Totally. And it really speaks to the power of journaling itself, providing that safe space for exploration, even when it comes to tough emotions.
Absolutely. Everyone needs an outlet.
This is making me realize I haven't journaled in ages. Maybe I need to steal some of these prompts.
I'll highly recommend it. Oh, but first, let's get back to those prompts.
Oh, yeah, we were on a roll.
We were. Okay, so prompt 10 in the emotions and feelings category is a good one. It says, describe a moment when you felt very calm and at peace.
Oh, I love that. It's so easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle, even in seventh grade. Like, what do you think brings them that sense of peace?
Right. Is it just like chilling with a good book or something more?
Or is it about unplugging from the digital world completely?
Ooh, good point. That's a huge factor for this generation.
Totally. Okay, ready to switch gears a bit. We're on to school and learning, which, let's be real, can be its own emotional roller coaster.
Oh, tell me about it. The memories are coming back already.
Right. And prompt one takes us straight to the heart of it. Write about your favorite subject in school. Seems simple enough, but I think there's more to it than meets the eye.
Yeah, it's not just about naming the subject, it's about the why.
Exactly. What is it about that subject that really speaks to them, that makes it come alive?
Totally. We're looking for those little nuggets of passion, those hints of what might spark a lifelong love of learning.
I love that. And speaking of sparking a love of learning, let's talk about those subjects that don't come so easily.
Oh, those are the best, right?
Said no one ever.
Right. But prompt 2 tackles this head on. Describe a time when you struggled with a subject. We've all been there.
Oh, absolutely. Who hasn't?
But this prompt normalizes those struggles, right?
I
It's
hope
not about
it's
being perfect.
It's about growth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And about building that resilience early on.
Because you're going to face challenges no matter what.
Exactly. Figuring out how to ask for help, how to advocate for yourself.
Life skills.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it also reveals a lot about their learning style. Do they double down on studying? Seek help from peers?
So interesting.
So many different approaches. Okay, one last prompt from this category, and it's a classic. Describe your best friend at school.
Ooh. Seventh grade friendships. A whole other world. Right. And this prompt gives us a glimpse into that world. What qualities do they value in their friends? Loyalty. Shared humor.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Someone who gets their jokes.
Absolutely. I bet we'd see some common threads with our own experiences at that age. That need for connection, for someone who gets you.
It's timeless.
Totally. And while the ways they connect might be different these days with social media and all,
So true.
those core desires, those remain the same.
Definitely. Speaking of connections, our final category delves even deeper into friendships and relationships.
Ooh, bring it on. This is getting good. What hidden gems are we uncovering here?
Well, get ready for some serious wisdom because prompt 1 jumps right into the deep end.
Think about a time when you had a disagreement with a friend. How did you resolve it, and what did you learn from the experience? Ooh, conflict resolution. Seventh grade is like a crash course in that, right?
Tell me about it. I'm suddenly remembering all those fights over, like, nothing.
Oh, I know. Who stole whose crush? Who got invited to what party?
And those were like life or death situations.
Totally. But seriously, this prompt is gold. It's about understanding different perspectives, learning to communicate.
And maybe even forgive and move on.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, are they better equipped for those tough conversations than we were at that age?
Right. With all the social media stuff, maybe they're actually more used to navigating conflict from a distance.
That's an interesting thought. Okay, last prompt, and it's a good one. Write about a time when you made a new friend in an unexpected place.
Oh, I love that. It's all about being open to new possibilities, right?
Totally. Like, you never know where you'll find a kindred spirit. Could be at the library, could be at the grocery store.
Or even online.
True. Maybe seventh graders are onto something with this whole open-mindedness thing.
I think so. It's a good reminder for all of us to be a little more open to new connections.
Couldn't agree more. You know, this whole deep dive has been fascinating. I really thought it was just going to be about, like, journaling prompts, but it's so much more than that.
Right. We've uncovered some serious insights here.
It's like a window into the way they see the world, their hopes, their fears, their dreams.
And their struggles. Let's not forget those.
Oh, for sure. But by understanding all of that, we get a glimpse into the future they're building.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And hopefully a better understanding of how to support them along the way.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, on that note, we'll leave you with this final thought. What can WE learn from the seventh graders in our lives? Not just about them, but about ourselves, about the world we're shaping together. Until next time, keep those deep dives going.